audio listeners. Welcome to the Numb and Dumb pod. We realized that you listen to podcasts to get smart. But here's one podcast that'll make you feel smart.
We talk about everything under the sun and we hope to become permanent ear crawlers in the background score of your lives. So this March we've been watching a lot of movies.
I've been a movie geek. I've also been a bit of a movie snob. It's just I love the world of movies. It can act as an escape. And it usually does act as an escape when life
Especially when you go to the theatres.
Yeah. And when life is a shit show, you want to watch someone else's life or a story and then just...
So are you saying your life has been a shit show since you were a kid?
Probably. No, I'm just kidding. But I remember before my English paper, one of my aunts called me to wish me before the boards. She was like, you must be really stressed, because I think in the family I was the second person. Apart from me, it was just my brother who'd gone through boards. They were like, you must really be stressing boards. And there's so much hawa around boards, I don't know why. The first paper was an English paper. I was like, no, I was watching a movie. And they're like, what?
They couldn't believe it.
They couldn't
believe how you function.
Because genuinely, before an English paper, in after class 8, I think I had made it a ritual to watch a film so that would inspire me to write the 25-mark essay.
Long essay.
I've always loved movies. I've been obsessed with it. Even the craft of it. I'm always intrigued by it. It's fascinating. What about you? What's your take on films?
For me, it's always been an outing. So every time as a kid, also when we went out for a movie, it would be like a Sunday plan, or it would be like how you're spending your weekend. And then there were just a couple of channels, right, on television that would show all of these movies, and they would play some movies on repeat. Like Surya Vansham always came on Max.
There was some movie, no?
It had a very catchy
Dumb
song. Pantomime. And then my brother, I remember, used to be obsessed with Welcome. So every time it would play at my house. So I've watched Welcome so many times. But one thing about me is that if I haven't watched a movie for over, say, 5 years, I'll forget it. So every time I'm watching it, after that, it's a new experience. I forget the story, watching it, and then I'm feeling like, yay, nice, fun.
Perks of amnesia. What's the first movie theatre experience you remember?
The first one I remember is Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum or Kabhi Alvida Na Kehna. One of the two.
It can't be Kabhi Alvida Na Kehna.
Oh yeah, that was A-rated, right?
No. I have watched it in a theatre.
Same. So that's the one movie I remember watching with my parents and my family. And I remember having so much fun throughout the movie. It was super long. I wouldn't remember the movie from that outing. I've rewatched it so many times after that. But I remember the experience. And I can go somewhere to escape my life. But I don't know, I haven't treated movies so much as an escape till now. Till recently.
Fair.
But I've treated them more as a... outing plus entertainment kind of thing, that it's a Sunday afternoon, let me put a movie on.
I have a vivid memory of this one scene, and I think that was the first movie. We went for Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone or Philosopher's Stone, whichever it was called. It was my parents, my brother, one of my cousins and I, and of course my parents were literally not even interested.
They were just chaperone.
I wasn't the one who had forced this movie outing. It was my brother and my cousin. And I remember that one scene where Ron was on one of the knights, the horsey thing, and then he falls off. And I don't remember anything else from the movie, but that really scarred me.
Ron falling off a knight.
Yeah. I was like, why are kids doing this? He could die. I don't even remember what the concept of death for me was back then. And I'm like, oh fuck.
He's gonna die in real life.
I also have a scar from my childhood. I have fallen from a horse. and I also have a little scar near my nose. And I think that scene triggered that
Memory. That I could have died. But here I am.
Yeah, this boy is going through what I went through.
Peak relatability moment with Ron.
Yeah, peak relatability in Harry Potter. Who knew? That is my first-ish memory.
But it's so fun, like the fact that all of us, like humanity, has an escape or has this medium where you can just see what's going on in someone's life. And that's also written by someone who
fictional.
might have gone through something or something inspired them to write something like that. And when you read the backstories of the authors or the writers, it's so interesting to just like a human experience.
That's the beauty of art, right? Like,
Any form of art.
yeah, that's the classic debate. What purpose does art serve? It's not changing things in a very tangible way.
Intangibly, it's making humanity. Even art, I think I am an artist in my own stead. My works are presented in Mamak. If you're ever in Nice, please go check it out. I won't give out my pseudonym because that would lead to a lot of legal problems. But
You have created this drawing, okay? It's a drawing
it's a poster. Now it is supposed to be a poster.
for art class in school, okay? Vinny has drawn a diagram.
It was a no smoking campaign poster that we had to create.
And you created a flow chart where there was a guy who used to smoke. Then she shows an arrow that leads to him on a hospital bed
In air.
in limbo, of course. Then there is an arrow to show that the guy has died. So again, he's just lying in air.
There was no smoking kills in the middle of that circle, okay? Don't forget the message. I can't believe I got a C on that.
Even I can't believe who gave you a C on that.
Dude, but that is the only poster that has vanished from my art file, okay? All of the other things I've created are there. Someone has taken it to make billions of it after I die.
Why were we given such projects?
Coming back to the topic,
Yes,
movies. This month, I think one of the best movies I watched was Superboys of Malika, and I also really enjoyed
Mickey 17.
Mickey 17. But the other movies that I watched were The Diplomat, Snow White, I watched Brutalist, Emilia Perez. Yeah, I think those are the ones in the theaters. And at home also we watched so much.
we watched.
We watched both the Sharma Dulhania franchise movies. It was so fun to see Alia and Varun in their lover boy, lover girl eras.
Yeah. Snow White was such, like, it was a shit show of a film. It was such an interesting movie going experience. Because I expected younger kids with their parents. We saw a couple in the movie theater
Yeah.
playing red hands in front of us. And I know it was a bad film. But then why do you have to sit and play red hands over here?
It was better than doing anything else, at least. I feel like
In the
playing
movie
Red
theater,
Hands.
okay.
Yeah. I think it's okay if they were playing Red Hands. At least I'm entertained. I'm trying to see who wins the game. And
Because clearly Snow White is not entertaining us.
But at least we had popcorn.
Yeah, that's a big part of movie. So I remember back in the day, movie outings were a thing because you used to carry your own food. So it would be like a picnic sort of a thing. But now it's completely different. Like now, a lot of the movie going experience for a lot of people is also around food that they eat. So tell me, what's your favorite food?
I knew you were coming to this. But yeah, like I remember from back in the day, I remember like chocolates and all being sneaked in as well, even after it became a thing that you're not allowed to take food. I remember people used to sneak in. I've also sneaked in chocolates and stuff, and then like passing it along with the whole group. And back in the day, movie going experiences also like involved bigger groups.
Yeah.
I remember going with family friends also a lot. Like, you know, it would be 6-7 of us kids,
Because
and
it's
then
an
all the
outing.
adults. It's an outing.
But
yeah.
this sneaking in business reminds me, it's a
Internet.
subculture on Instagram. It's a kind of content that's being made. How you can sneak in snacks. Just innovative ways of how they've sneaked in food and fooled people at PVR.
Outside of popcorn, a lot of people don't experiment. We did experiment before
Because
recently.
popcorn is a thing, no? Like movies and
Movies
popcorn.
and popcorn have always gone together.
Been-
And plus popcorn, you just keep having one, and then
It's a snack.
It's a snack. But everything, like even fries are a snack. But then it gets over before the movie is over. So I think that's the problem with the other snacks. But in general, I think
That's
people
a
should
very
try.
specifically you problem.
I don't think so. I think our listeners are going to tell us if it's a specific.
If fries get over in 5 minutes.
It's not 5 minutes, 15 minutes,
Okay.
7 minutes.
Stop bargaining.
But out of all of these, what I've taken back are fries.
Yeah.
And the Coke hack, that you don't need to get the bigger refill Coke. The can is enough, and
Yeah,
it's
the can.
so much cheaper.
No matter how convenient it is to consume content on the go on every device that you have, the experience of going to a movie theater is
Different, and that's what's being reflected by all of these re-releases.
yeah.
Everything is getting re-released.
And they're now earning money, those movies.
Those movies. The Laila Majnu now earned so much more than it earned
Tumbad
back
also.
in the day, even Tumbad. It just shows that people want to go to the theater.
No,
and
but
watch
it also shows the lack of good original content today.
Yeah, definitely. That's the first thing it shows. But if you think about the experience part of it, even if there's no good movies, people do want to watch something good, so they're re-releasing old ones, and people are going for it as well. So it's I don't think it's
a
dying.
cathartic experience, of course. And like there was that conversation also in the middle that it's just event films that do well in the multiplexes. It's not your small niche story driven films. But I don't think that's also true, like given the trend we've seen with the re-releases. It's not just event films like an Avengers or like a big Salman Khan or a Shah Rukh Khan film. People will go to watch smaller films also, as long as it's a story that
They connect with.
we watched. Did you mention The Diplomat also?
It was really difficult to relate to any aspect of the movie. Right from how the protagonist meets her antagonist to how she lands up where she is. The only part that they probably wanted to show in the movie was the bravery, and that's why they created it.
No, there was like literally the fact that why did the makers choose to make this film is such a question mark for me. Show why would someone do it?
There was not much research. It felt like everything was very surface level. Like, okay, it's like if you tell me a story today and I just translate it into a movie without digging deep into what your reasons were for doing anything or what your life has been before you did the XYZ thing. It was very on the surface. I just didn't see any details.
And bad filmmaking also. Like, forget that story. If your film has plot holes, the film didn't make sense. Right?
Same was with Snow White too. The film made no sense.
Snow White too, why was it remade? I didn't get it.
Literally, you remaking the same film, and then all the controversies aside, the film itself is just not standing on its own.
We've seen this.
Why do we need to see this again? It was so boring to watch it. Snow White with her little piece of bread roaming around everywhere, giving out bread to whoever she meets.
Dear.
Yellow bread, khalo. Bread khaoge.
And the fact that she carried a bread, like what? This diabetic Snow White.
But I also really enjoyed rewatching Humpty Sharma Ki Dulhania and Badrinath Ki Dulhania at home. No qualms.
No comments.
They were both like really fun watches.
Fun Bollywood.
Yeah, fun Bollywood masala movies. And I miss that. I don't see a lot of fun movies coming in recently also.
I think last was what? Rocky or
Rani,
that.
yeah. But also, when it comes to movie going experiences, I think the fact that every theater we go to has its own like unique charm. We remember like small things. For example, this Sterling one at Fort, when you go in, there's a lift man there who takes you like in this old school lift to the third floor where they have the theaters. And every time I see on Book My Show that there's a movie there, I feel like, okay, this is the experience I'm signing up for.
Yes, movie going experience is a lot of fun, but a lot of films I have watched or the films that have shaped me, they necessarily haven't been movies I've watched in a theater. Today with the streaming platforms also, it's become easier where you can stream foreign films or you can stream films which don't necessarily get a theatrical release. I remember back in the day, I think, so you used to get those dial-up connections which had limited data. And I remember I got hooked onto torrents, okay, and I downloaded like 5 or 6 movies and I finished the
data availability
for everyone in the family. So we didn't have internet for 5 or 6 days.
Tell me you love movies without
telling me you love movies. But we had 5 or 6 movies to watch. No, that argument didn't fly. As much as I love going to the theaters and watching it, my love for the movies started with like my computer screen or my TV.
Do you think it drives from the fact that you're watching it alone and you feel like this is just you and the movie in that room, or is it more because you're watching it in your own time, in your own space, that this drives it?
No, it's not. I don't think it's necessarily that, because even when you're in a movie theater, that's the experience. It's cathartic, it's a dark room. Your relation with the screen is very individualistic. It doesn't need to be an interactive experience. So
not interactive per se. Like for me, when I think about this angle of me watching something at home versus in the theater, for me, like showing or feeling the emotions, at least when I was a kid, was much more easier when I watched it alone. So if I was watching something that was really moving or like
that's repressive
so
emotions.
it was easier for me to watch it alone and relate to it and have like a story that that was just me and the story. I never felt that in the theater because I was aware that there were people around me.
So you were conscious of crying at a movie theater.
Crying, laughing, everything, like all kinds of emotional expressions. Even when you're in the movie theater, you are conscious of the fact that there are other people around you.
Or like the fact that you've gone there, it's an appointment. It comes without distractions. Unlike you watching it at home, it's not necessarily an appointment viewing. There can be people who come in. Only reason why I think streaming or like watching it at home is also beautiful. One of my favorite movies is Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind, and I didn't watch it at a movie theater. I did not watch it because there was a lot of marketing that was going around. I didn't watch it because it was trending on Instagram. I watched it for the love of movies. The discovery of films and the kind of films that call to me have never been movies that will get theatrical releases in the places that I have stayed. Movies beyond theaters is a huge part of movies as a culture for me.
A movie that I really enjoyed watching, and this was not in the theaters, it was at home, and it's one of my favorite movies, and I rewatch it a lot, is Pride and Prejudice, the Keira Knightley one. So it's always been like my go-to piece that okay, if like there's too much happening,
It's gonna release next time.
Yeah, it's gonna
re-release.
They're gonna go for it.
Yeah.
And so it's always I understand like that aspect of it, that the accessibility, the fact that you can watch what you want and what moves you, rather than going and watching something that's there just because it's
And it's a world that's open, right? Like, it's not just what's playing around you. It's not just what's logistically easy for you to go to. You can watch anything. You can watch the classics. You can watch the
world is your oyster.
Thank you for tuning in.
If you love our weird ramblings, do rate and follow us on Spotify.
Show us some love on Instagram. The handle is @the Numb Dumb Pod. See you next time. Bye.